All right, so first up, we're really fortunate today to be joined by partners both local and abroad. And if it's okay with you, Obaya and Tanisha, I would love it if we could put Stylish first on the agenda here. Stylish Karim is in Sierra Leone, where it is what time right now?
Is 1 a.m.
Thank you very much. This is going above and
1:30.
beyond to support the
Yeah,
partnership.
yeah.
So Stylish has been an amazing partner, part of Village Bicycle Project. We have sent 3 containers to Sierra Leone this year, sent a few last year, and it's been wonderful to work with them because in addition to like sending nice emails and pictures, you're really accessible via WhatsApp and give great feedback about what the bikes are doing for you. And it's really nice that we'll get to hear from you firsthand what's going on. And I know you always have programs with schools, with women mechanics, with healthcare workers. So giving us a sense of what you're working on, how you're using the bikes that come from Chicago, and then giving us some time to ask you questions, I think would be great. So
Yeah.
please take it away.
Okay. Thank you. Hello to everyone once more. My name is Karim Kamara, aka Stylish. Of course, I am the country director for Village Bicycle Project in Sierra Leone. Of course, it has been a hug opportunity to work with walking bikes in Chicago. Um, as this year's we have been receiving 3 containers from the Walking Bikes Chicago and the previous one for the past years. The bikes they send play a lot of impact in the community where I live and outside of other communities across the country. Normally, like we have a lot of transportation problem in Sierra Leone, a lot of transportation, and people are not making that kind of money to pay for a motorbike ride or to pay for a bus or taxi ride. But with bicycles, it makes life easier for them. It makes their life reach where they want to reach. It makes their life reach on free transportation with the bikes they receive. We always put smile on their face. So like most of our beneficiaries come from rural community where transportation is typically hard to get. For example, like we have students that are living 7 to 8 miles coming from different community to attend schooling in one community. We have traders like community business people that has more than 30 people in their family. They use their bicycles to go and find their living, of which they sell small scale of business, and from the income they make, they bring it to their homes, then feed their family, then support their families to go to school and to go to work. Also, the most important thing during this pandemic, we have a lot of health workers that receive bikes from us, of which, due to the experience we got during Ebola, and most of the health workers try to save their lives and other people's lives through bicycles. So they use their bikes every day to work. They use their bikes to go to communities and give the COVID-19 vaccines, which is very important. They use their bicycles to also make COVID-19 sensitization, of which reaches the last man in this village. So with this support from Walking Bikes in Chicago, it makes our work extraordinary in this country. Then it did not stop there. Also, from the bikes and equipment, jerseys, cycling shoes we receive from Walking Bikes, we are also able to organize a race which we already showed to the world called Tour de Lonsal. And it has been amazing for the past Tour de Lonsal. And it's all happened because of the support we are receiving from Walking Bikes. Tour de Lonsal, of course, cycling is a new sport in Sierra Leone. Of course, it is not new in the United States because, you know, we have got some big riders coming from that part of the world. But here, when I am working with Village Bicycle Project, I try to develop cycling as a sport so that it can empower young people from this part of the country through sport. So like I always message Trevor, hey, we need road bikes, we need equipment, we need this kind of stuff. So he always work hard to see that we get them. So from this, I am able to start developing the Tour de Lonsa, which is the biggest cycling race in West Africa nowadays. Hopefully, um, from since the past Tour de Lonsa, we have people showing up interest from all across the world to attend the Tour de Lonsa. And all the equipment we get, including bikes, jerseys, riding shoes, they are all used stuff is received from Bikes for the World and other partner. But the goodest part, I'm telling you, it can't happen without working with Bikes for the World, because these things, they are like diamond here. I'm telling you, they are like diamond here. They are very hard to get. So whenever I message Trevor, he just say, I will keep tons of this for you. Then at the end, when we receive a container, we just receive tons of this stuff. Then we put smiles. We use them to put smiles in young people's life, which makes us very, very extraordinary in our work. So with this, bicycle changes lives. You can't believe until you see the photos that I'm sending. Like despite supporting like school going children, they use the bike to go to school. Then also they use it to find extra living for their families, because no sooner as they get one bicycle, they are able to help more than 20 people in their families. So with that, we are so grateful with Bikes for the World. This work has been tremendous. It has been a great partnership with work with Bikes for the World. However, on the health workers side, since the pandemic came, we have been getting more requests for health workers and community doctors to support them with bike, which we take as a priority because we see bicycle saves life, which is very good for our work and Bikes for the World work. We always try to put the bikes in we always try to put the bikes in good use, and 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 to see that they change people's life. Walking bikes is really a great partner with us. Um, from these bikes, we are also able to empower young people. For example, we can always Trevor and his team, and including volunteers, they send tools to us. And from these tools, we are able to train local mechanics from different communities. These local mechanics also empower other people around them, and they make a living out of bicycles. So which creates an empowerment environment for the work we are doing. So with this, one mechanic can able to support 20 people from his family. And also he can able to train some other people around the community and beyond the community he lives. Walking bikes always ensure that we get bikes, because even with the tough situation of the pandemic, we are able to get connected to see that bikes play a huge role to people's life in this part of the world. One of the most important thing that we enjoy working with walking bikes is that the communication between we and them, more especially with Trevor, and the impact of the bikes that are playing to our beneficiaries. And from there, we also enjoy the most important, we also enjoy the way how we send bikes in the community. Like for example, we have in each container, we always receive 500 bikes, but we have thousands of people applying for our bicycles program, of which we try to choose is the best place to go where they need bicycle most, rather than just sending bikes in the community. Because, for example, 500 bikes, if you just decide to give them, it's not gonna reach the right people. But due to a lot of application that we have, we try to choose is the right recipient by visiting the community, see that they are in need, see that there is a need for us to send bike here, there is a need for us to do training here, which we always enjoy working with community and pass on this information to Bikes for the World. We want to say many thanks to you, the volunteers. This can't happen without your support. It changes lives here in this part of the world. You supporting walking bikes and village bicycle projects creates a lot of impact in people's lives in this country. Of course, I work with bikes. I have a bike shop. I make a living out of bikes. Then I have trained so many people, and all the things and equipment that I got them from walking bikes, which is very good. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you, Bikes for the World. And it is open like in March 2022 again, we are going to do the Tour de Lonsa, which we already have interest from people all across the world. And tremendously, Walking Bikes has already shipped us a container where we have lots of gears, cycling gears, and including road bikes, which some of the riders can use to cycle in the Tour de Lonsa. And the goodest thing, the goodest news, and one of the girls that we taught how to ride in our Learn to Ride program has been shortlisted to ride for a cycling club in the United States for the first time in Sierra Leone. This all happened because of Walking Bike support. And I will send you a story so that when the guy saw it, she has been shortlisted to ride for a cycling team in Germany. So this news I would like to share to Bikes for the World after she started riding in January for the club in Germany. This all happened. A poor girl we received from Walking Bikes. Then from there now, she has been able to see herself in the international world through cycling. We want to say thank you very much. It has been a pleasure working with you, and we'll continue to work with you again in 2022 onwards.
Yeah, thank you for your work. Well, thank you. And you do an amazing job on the ground, and also like just in garnering support from all different places. So ahead of our last container, you put out the word to some of your partners in the US to send things to Chicago so we could stick them in between the bikes in the container and get them out to you. And we right now are sitting on what, a dozen boxes upstairs that came from Spain, from LA, from all over. So there's more coming, and we're looking forward to getting that to you in 2022.
Thank you for that. It's all about the work of bicycle. It makes me connected with so many people. Like I say, hey, we have a partner in Chicago. You can just drop these and they are useful to us. So they drop it. And when they reach here, they put smiles on people's face. So thank you for that, Trevor.
Yeah, of course. No,
Yeah.
I'm sure others have questions, but you mentioned something that I'm still really curious about. You had a pallet of toolboxes shipped here from Park Tool with the support of Team Africa Rising. So like a
Yes.
pallet of kind of mechanic kits came here, and we stuck it
Yeah.
on container earlier in the year to
Yeah.
support your mechanic training programs. You mentioned that some shops have been established. We had great video of Isata getting married on bikes
On the bicycle.
from Chicago, and she's somebody who started up a shop after your training. Just how many shops have you established, and are you tracking that? Are you supplying them with bikes?
So presently we have over 25 bike shop across the country. From those tools, we are able to train 25 mechanics. And Isata is one of them, and she has been running her own bike shop for the past 3 years. And from a bike shop, she was able to meet a husband who married her on a bike, which went virally. So the other mechanics are also so impressive because they are making their living out of their bike shop, and they are also able to empower other people. Like each shop has an apprentice of which they work with them as an apprentice. They learn also how to fix the bikes, so which is very good. Then also with these mechanics, we are also able to see the importance of the tools, that we ship from you, because they ask for them, they ask for more knowledge, they ask for more advanced training, they ask for more tools to improve their career of fixing bicycles, so which is very, very good. And thanks for supporting us to ship those tools here. We are very proud of you. You made us to train 25 mechanics this year, which is very good. And we hope to continue that again next year. And to imagine, we train 25 mechanic, we already empowered 50 people, which is very good because each one of those mechanic will have an apprentice with them.
Great. Other questions?
Karim, I have a question. So
Yeah.
with the doctors and nurses, you talked about them needing bikes for transportation to and from work, but also would it be helpful to have a heavier duty cargo bike so that those doctors or nurses could carry equipment and supplies into more remote communities that they serve?
Of course, it is always important. And even some of them, if we give them the bike without a rag, they try to install a rag so that they can able to carry on some medicine on boxes to rural communities, because the bikes reaches the last village where even a motorbike can't reach, so they always use it. I remember in 2020 I did like a tap malaria project with bicycles. You know, malaria is the highest killer disease in Africa. So, and many of the local people, when they are sick, they are afraid to go to the hospital. So I did that project with community stakeholders and local doctors. So we give them the bike and it reaches people in the last communities, in the last villages, to tell them that when you're sick of malaria, instead of going to the witch doctor, please go to the hospital, which is very important. So using the cargo bike is very great for the doctors and nurses and health workers. Is very good. And this worked tremendously. Now we are having people treated in the hospital for malaria. Before, they were just dying because they go to which doctor, of which they don't give them the right medication, right treatment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it sounds like all the racks we can send will be put to use.
Sure, they are always in use.
That's great.
So, I don't know. I'm also looking at maybe at some point if we can have like a bicycle ambulance, something like that. I'm looking at maybe for, because the hospitals here, more especially Lunsa, is almost has 30,000 population, and most of the people around the community, when they are sick, when you go to the hospital for ambulance, they will say they don't have gas, so the ambulance can't move. So I'm also looking at maybe getting a bicycle ambulance that can able to give this kind of support in communities like Lunsa.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for your work, Karim. Oh, Phil has a raised hand.
Yeah, I just wanted to commend Karim on how incredibly helpful he is with his communication. As he mentioned, Trevor is so helpful to him with communicating, but you communicate with us better than I think any other project. And it's very helpful to us to know the things that you specifically need to make your project successful. And I urge you to keep on communicating with us, to ask for whatever you need, and we'll always do our best. And I also have to salute you on your network of people that you reach out to. As Trevor mentioned, we were loading the container the other week, and a man and a woman come in a car, and they had like, I think 50 soccer balls, boxes of jerseys, and they just dropped them off and then left. And
Yeah.
so it's just amazing your ability to reach people. It helps us so much, and it really inspires us when we see how much people want to help you. We want to help you even more. So
Yeah.
please keep up the communication, do all the great things you do with your social networks and everything, and keep up the communication with Trevor. And we're so glad you could join us today. You're inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. And lastly, before you go, if you want to read more about my cycling work, like the way I'm promoting cycling here, you can check on www.lonesacycling.com. If you want to check about the race, you can just check on Tour de Lonsa. You can read more about it. And the one I organized this year, I was able to reach one of the biggest cycling websites in the world, Cycling Tips. So you can check it out, then keep on sharing a story. Then we hope to see some of you guys here one day at some point.
We'll definitely promote that. And I see Tony has a hand raised, and I want to make sure to let people know about your plans for next fall also, Kareem, before we hop off. Go ahead.
Okay.
Question on the people that get the bikes, how good access do they have to things just as simple as a pump for tires, lubrication for the chain? How does that work?
Okay, so for each community we send bikes, we make sure we train a local mechanic. That is the first thing. Then basically we have a one-day workshop where we train basic maintenance skill for everyone. So we simply mean if you are a first-time bike owner, you need to learn about puncture repair, you need to learn about lubrication for the chain, you need to learn how to take care of your bike, then you have to learn about safety as well. So in this basic maintenance skill, we teach you all of these things. So basically, some people are very fast to learn. They can learn, then keep it for themselves. They can keep on fixing their bike without taking it to a mechanic or the mechanic that we train. Because the mechanic that we train will not be working for you free. You know, so as soon as he knows how to fix bike, then you don't know, he will take money from you. So this is what we do. But most of the people, they learn so fast in our basic maintenance skill workshop, where they learn about puncture repair, which is the most important things, brakes. They learn about losing bearings. They learn about safety. They learn about the last one, about train wheels, so that they can able to at least able to handle their bikes.
That's great. Thank you. And it sounds like we might get to meet you in person here in Chicago next year.
For sure, I will come down in Chicago next year.
We're looking forward to it. So
We have a bicycle ambulance in the basement. We will
Okay.
send it next opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I will be very grateful to receive it. Thank you.
great. Hey, Leone. Cool. So late September, Karim will be here. We'll try to time a shipment to Sierra Leone for when he's here, and then he'll join us for our 23rd anniversary party on October 1st. I think that's when the date falls. So Yes. Thank
I'll
you.
join you. Thank you.
Oh, it's awesome.
Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much.
all your work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cool.